MLS UK show.
So if we have a look then at both conferences, let's start with the West then. I think it's a good time with 6 games to go now for us just to take a little...
Is that all there is?
Yeah, we just take
I should know that, but at the same time, that doesn't seem right.
It doesn't, does it? But there are only 6 games to go. Let's take a little... let's take stock. If you had to looking at the table now, looking at what you know about the teams, who do you think... If you had to pick the 7, Seattle are already there. Who's going to be your 7?
Yeah, I think Seattle for me. Seattle definitely going to be.
I'm not having a bet with you on that one.
Yeah, so Seattle, Kansas City have done an exceptional job this season of running them a close second, and fair play to Colorado, who really, because all we've been talking about is those top 2 all season.
Yeah.
Colorado do deserve the credit because they're now only a point off Kansas City, of course. So those 3, 100% locked in for me. I said this a few weeks ago when things weren't going great. There's no way I can't see Portland,
not with their recent form.
No.
They're MLS UK show championship champions for goodness sake.
But we felt like they were going to always turn it around. I said, didn't I? I was like, there's no way that Portland team there's no way they mess this up. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm kind of having one eye on LAFC as well, just because they've got the quality. So I think that's the top 4 locked in, personally. I can't see RSL and LA dropping the ball. So it's all about that 7th spot. And if I had to choose one, I would say Minnesota. I think it's a toss-up between Minnesota and LAFC for me.
So you're not putting San Jose in, even though they're a point behind LAFC?
No.
The thing for me is I'm looking at form, and RSL, okay, they got a battering at Portland recently, but they've shown enough to show that they actually... The kind of, as we love about RSL, we say this all the time, but they'll win one week and lose the next week.
Yeah.
So you'd think they'll pick up a few wins before the end of the season. The LA Galaxy worry me. I know they got a draw against LAFC last time, but their form is worrying at the moment. And I think for LA Galaxy, take away the name LA Galaxy. You've got the head coach, Greg Vanney. You think, okay, he's done it enough. But I think there's just at the moment around LA Galaxy, it's like a curse at the moment, and they just seem to be, they don't believe in themselves, and they did at the start, but I just don't think it's quite there. They need Chicharito to get back in form, and when they've got that, I will really be positive about their chances. But at the moment, I don't know, they just worry me. There's something about them, I think they could drop out, and they could drop out this weekend if results don't go their way.
The thing is, I agree with everything you're saying, but if our argument your argument is RSL will be fine because they kind of win as many as they lose.
Yeah.
Galaxy are exactly the same. They've got exactly the same record. They've won the same, lost the same, and drawn the same.
They have, but
current form.
Yeah, current form. LA Galaxy's, a lot of theirs happened at the start, whereas RSL have just been consistently
average, inconsistent.
Minnesota, to me, are a team that I think they'll be fine. I think last night was a blip. And you got to remember, Colorado are a good team as well. Vancouver, I've been impressed with, especially recently, but they're a team that I think I don't know whether they'll fully believe in themselves as well. LAFC, like you, I feel that they've got the players there to do it. But again, I think there's something with LAFC this year that makes them not believe in themselves. So it's really tough to call. I think I'm going to go at this moment in time with LAFC to pip LA Galaxy to that spot.
Wow, so you're not even dropping Minnesota?
I'm not dropping Minnesota.
Fair play. Okay, all right. So I've gone RSL, LA, and Minnesota. And you've gone RSL, LAFC, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota could finish above LAFC, but still, those will be the names. So we move then to the East.
Mate, let me get in there first. New England. They've got this in the bag. New England, they're going to make the playoffs.
A few good results, and they might get Supporters' Shield as well. They're up against it, of course. Just the 8 points clear. Although they have played a game more. So New England Revolution obviously done it. Who are the other 6 then?
Definitely Nashville, and I hope they finish second. They deserve it. Definitely Philly. Then it's tough. God, it pains me to say this. Then it's tough.
I think
because currently in 4th is Orlando. They're in that final home spot.
I think.
I don't know if they'll do it.
Got to agree with Nashville and Philly, but Orlando, The last two results have made me think that Orlando will do it. Just the last two, was it last minute? Two, then showing again that the spirit's there, DK scoring. I think you'll be fine.
I hate it. I've hated the season. They are one of those teams that are grinding out results, especially at home. Like they're difficult to play. Not difficult to beat, difficult to play against.
Yeah.
And it's not nice to. I don't like it. It's too risky for me. It's too risky because it can go either way. I do think they'll make the playoffs. Whether they hold on to that spot, I really hope they do, because home advantage. Orlando's one of those teams that really will have an advantage from playing at home, more so than maybe a lot of the other sides. I'm gonna lock it in. I'm gonna say they get the top four.
No, okay.
More hope than anything.
I'll go with you on that one. So then it's if you look at the table, then Miami are in 11th, 8 points off Montreal. Are we both saying that that's too much? Are we?
Yeah. I'm cutting them off.
Columbus then 6 points away from Montreal. With 6 games to play.
I don't think they've been good enough.
I would agree with that. That run in the middle of the season was horrific, and they're still recovering from that. For me, and by what you've just said, I think you could agree. I think 6 points would be too much for them. I would be surprised if they finish more than 6 points away from it, but I think it's too much from this season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So then we've got 5th DC 40 points, 6th NYCFC 40 points, 7th Montreal 40 points, and then 8th underline Atlanta 39 points, New York Red Bulls 37. They've all played 28 games as well. Who are the two that miss out?
New York City deserve to get a playoff spot. I know they've dropped recently, but over the course of the season, I think they deserve it. I think you'd agree as well.
Well, they've been playing most of the season away from home. So.
I've got no sympathy with that. Don't get me started. I know how this works. Atlanta are going to come in and they're just going to annoy
Atlanta
me.
Have got the majority of their games at home.
I think Atlanta do it.
Because they're at home. I think Atlanta's two recent results, Philadelphia and Montreal, show that they are their best chance of getting into it is their home games. And I think Atlanta are quite lucky that we've got more home games than away games. And I think the form they showed a month ago, 3 weeks ago, especially at home, will say that I agree with you. I think they'll get enough points to get over the line. But then that leaves one. What about Red Bulls? Do they have enough? Because as I said, they've got... I also missed out saying they've got a Hudson River Derby again at the weekend.
I think only one team is going to drop out. So I think it becomes irrelevant what Red Bulls do.
Really?
Because I think Atlanta are going to do it.
But
so
if Red Bulls beat NYCFC this weekend, they're the same points.
No, I find it inconceivable that NYCFC don't do it.
Okay.
It'd be weird. It'd just be weird.
No, I get what you're saying.
I think Atlanta for Montreal is the swap for me.
Yeah, I think it's the easy thing to say, and this is not me having a go. I think it is the easy thing to say. Montreal.
Not for me, it's
out.
not. I don't want Atlanta in there.
I think the easy thing is Montreal. I think DC. Okay, they're only a point above. We've been impressed with how DC have played this season, but
they've actually lost more games than New York and Montreal.
Yeah, but I mean, DC's home form, they've won more at home than they have than anyone else. They've actually, apart from New England Revolution, they've actually won more at home than anyone in the whole conference. So I think they'll get over the line. I think NYCFC will, and I've got to say that my boys Atlanta will go through. So sorry to Montreal, but again, Montreal, I was impressed with them last week when they beat Atlanta. So it's going to be tough. It's a tough one to call. And as I said before, Red Bulls have a very good opportunity. So I'm sure if you ask 10 people, you're going to get 10 different answers.
Orlando win the whole thing anyway, so it's irrelevant, isn't it?
Well, I mean, this season's irrelevant.